for us to talk about Vladika is like talking about something sacred, something so important. The first time I seen Vladika, it's actually, I can't use the word met yet, it was at a public meeting where he was harshly rebuked. And what amazed me was his very humble reaction, that he would just, step aside as he was asked and just sit there quietly, yet radiating so much joy, so much love, that it was really like for me it was sort of a wake-up call, because it felt like, we sometimes imitate our emotions, we imitate, warm feelings or even love, but what comes from Vladika is something that you cannot really imitate. It felt so real, it felt so deep. And needless to say that even though he didn't say anything on the meeting, it was actually what he was talking about eventually came to being. But we personally come to know Vladika a lot later. That was 2005 in September. He first visited our home, and we were getting a little bit nervous and waiting for Vladika, and the moment he entered our house and embraced us with his famous hug, it felt like he was part of our family forever. And we moved to Canada about 10 years ago. We have 4 children of different ages, and we don't have any relatives that came with us. But when Vladika came and gave us that embrace, and it not only felt like Vladika is part of our family, but almost all the other people who probably experienced the same hug, the same embrace of Vladika, because the love that comes from Vladika is almost like real. It's like you can almost sense it with your hands. And then we'll sit at the table behind us and ask a lot of questions, and Vladika Seraphim would go at length and giving us all the attention and care.
Yes, I feel so privileged even just to sit here and to speak about Vladika, and it's with only joy and love I can just say a few words about this person. I think I was blessed for life with this acquaintance, and it will stay with me for life. And Vladika comes to our church. It's such a nice tradition. He comes practically every year to join us in celebration of Holy Resurrection of my home parish. And like the birthday of our church takes place second part of September, and every time Vladika comes, it doubles the celebration. And what I try not to miss is his sermons, because every single year I'm just waiting for his sermons, because in my opinion he speaks not to everybody, and he speaks not to me, not to my mind, he speaks to my soul. His words just go directly into my soul, and I'm just impressed and amazed that he answers my deep questions. And also, it's first time experience in my life that Vladika is so approachable. Doesn't matter how busy, how tired he is, everybody can come up and approach him and share him the joyful moments of life, and share with him probably grief moments, and you would never hear anything but the words which help your spirit to be uplifted, to be with God. And this is really amazing, and so many people come for this celebration to our church, and we have lovely festive dinners after. And definitely for us it's a double blessing and joy when Vladika, if he has time, he comes to visit us, and it's a blessing for our family, for each member, for our 4 children, for our home. And Vladika has time to see the new pictures of the kids, maybe new pieces of music, so he participates in, I think, in the life of each and every member of his big parish. And once again, I would like to say, I think we should be deeply grateful to the Lord to send us such Vladika. You know, even without communication for the whole year, I know that anytime I need, I probably can call him, maybe send email, and know he will pray for me, pray for any need we have. And I keep always like his smile, his love, his radiance. Thank you very much, Vladika, for being who you are. And I'm just praying to the Lord to give you strength, to give you health, to give you the abundance of the blessings. And we are always here for you. I just want to bring one more observation. We were talking about the Holy Resurrection birthday, which takes place in September, and I think from this moment starts like the new year of church life. And I think it's with Vladika's blessing, with his prayers. I feel it in my family how, especially the kids, and start to participate more fully in the church life. Like previously, I couldn't even imagine that my 18-year daughter went 2 times to the assembly, to Ottawa and to Victoria, participated in other youth retreats, and every single year Maria, my 18-year-old, and my 12-year-old Sophia, I think it's for 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 years, they never skipped the Orthodox summer camp, which is a great event, which is a highlight of their summer. They would even say, "Mama, let's have our family trip like before or after, but never instead of this Orthodox Christian youth camp." Also, like, even not to dig into the past, let's say what is happening these days, like Sophia and my 7-year-old Elizabeth and even Maria, 3 of them participate in the Christmas performance, which we are going to see in like 5 days. And our younger son Nikolai, who just turned 5 in December, I couldn't even imagine how he met his birthday. So it was exactly on December 19th, and he, a small boy, like 4 years old, turning 5 years old, he was serving in the altar as ipadiakon in a very lovely stihar, and receiving congratulations on this day serving in altare. I think it's something really, really special, like to my mother's heart especially. And I think it's only with, I also associated it with Vladika, who is praying for us, who is very attentive to any small detail happening in the families of our prichod and in our family. I know that any story I say, he will share this joy or maybe help with his advice, which took place many times already. So for this I'm grateful to the Lord, and I'm grateful to our Vladika.
Now, one of the first things that I remember about Vladika is when we first met him, he was serving the Divine Liturgy at our parish, and what I remember noticing is that the amount of people that showed up was, well, far greater than usual. And now that I think about it, in hindsight, these people, you know, most of them who only came out maybe about once a month, for some of them even rarer, they did not come out to see a person of title talk. It was a person with whom they had a much deeper connection, for whom they thought it was worthwhile to come out and listen. And I know this not only from my personal experiences, but also with the people that I have talked to, some of my fellow Orthodox Christians. Now, Vladika isn't only a source of wisdom, which is an incredible, incredible part of what our Orthodox faith is about. For example, when he was, when we were fortunate enough to have him visit our house, and I got to listen to some of the conversations he had about our faith with our family members and some of the guests we had over. It was just such an incredible privilege to be able to listen to that and to draw from that, and, you know, to somehow advance myself and my understanding of our faith. But it wasn't only that sort of wisdom that he offered, it was also a sense of love and peace, kindness, and forgiveness that he offers constantly to everyone who is ever in his presence and to everyone whom he ever talks to. But I believe that my understanding could even go a little above what I have just mentioned, in that Vladika, he constantly has a sense of serenity, of godly love, always, you know, around him. He is the sort of person, it is very difficult to explain unless you have met him. Because to everyone whom he ever meets, he just brings forth a very kind of a blessing. That's what it really is. And other than this, I have also been fortunate enough to participate in two of the Archdiocesan assemblies, the one in Ottawa in 2007 and the more recent one in Victoria. And although I haven't had the opportunity to talk to Vladika directly just because of some of the affairs that were going on, it was still just a highlight to have him there. And I believe that at this point his guidance and the fact that pretty much everyone who I have known has been able to draw from his presence, from his wisdom, and from all of these qualities that I have briefly mentioned. He is the kind of metaphorical glue, I would say, that holds many of the people together and gives them something to look at, to aspire to, that really joins some of the people that I know.
And in the end, I would like to say a few words about the fundraising campaign right now to support Vladika SERAPHIM. We all know about the difficulties, and that he, being a monk, essentially doesn't have funds to support himself. And this is a great blessing for all of us to be able to respond to all the grace that we are constantly receiving from Vladika, and participate right now with our funds and our donations to support him in that unfortunate but essentially unavoidable legal battle. And I'm asking for the help of all of the people who know Vladika, who hears our testimony and testimony of other people, what a special person he is, and please help.